Evening. It's Tuesday night. I'm here with Wrycape as we move on to the next division to break down. Tonight will be the NFC East Division. And the first we'll just look over the odds to win the division and the wins. Obviously, you got Dallas at plus 130, and the win total is at 9.5. Followed by Washington at plus 260, and they're sitting at 8.5 wins. Giants at plus 400. That's 7 wins. And then your Philadelphia Eagles at plus 450 and 6.5 wins. Hey, at least they're better than the Lions at this point.
Take it.
So
I don't know how much better the Lions were going to be, but
I told you. I told you yesterday. I'm baking that could be the Lions' first win against Philadelphia. So we'll see what happens. All right, so let's look at these teams. Let's start. Let's go with Dallas. I'll let you go. I'll let you fire away on one of your most hated rivals. So what are you looking at with Dallas coming up this year?
they're the favorite here. We're going to get Dak Prescott back. I don't know how good he is or how healthy he is. I know he has a shoulder problem. He hasn't done much in practice or preseason. Zeke Elliott's coming off his worst season, so I expect him to do better. Offensive line should be better. And they have those 3 receivers, Lamb, Cooper, and Gallup, and they should score a lot of points. Their problem last year was defense. Their defense was horrible. They'd have to score 30, 32 points every week just because the defense was giving up that much. But they used their first 6 draft picks on defense. And, the defense really has to get better. I don't know how much better it's going to be, but they're going to rely on their offense again this season. I'm not a big Mike McCarthy fan. I think he's a horrible coach. And they have a rough schedule, the Cowboys.
Yeah, I agree with you. Again, this is going to come down to what about Dax? What about Dak? Yeah, here's the thing. Now they're talking about his shoulder. Well, everybody's worried about his ankle.
Yeah.
Now it's his shoulder. And I guess there's some, and there's some major league, or not, there are people, doctors or whatever, people in the major league said if he was a pitcher, they'd shove him for a year with the shoulder injury he has. So, are they going to put him on? That's my question. Are they going to put him on a? Are they going to put him on a? Yeah, or pass count. Well, you can only throw 40 passes this game, or what? You said about Elliott, he had a bad season last year. From what I've heard, he's back to for Ohio State. Ezekiel Elliott, he's got the 6-pack back. He doesn't have the belly back. He's wearing the crop jerseys again to show off his body. Hopefully, they're going to need a decent game or a decent year from him, especially if Dak's shoulders causes problems. Again, they have the 3 big wide receivers, and as long as Dak can throw the ball, you're right. They got weapons all over the field, so they got to be the favorite in this division. As you said, their defense. Well, last year they went to the 3-4 defense, and that proved to be a big mistake. They left the most points that they've ever let up in team history. As you said, they brought a new defensive coordinator. They drafted a bunch of defensive guys, so hopefully that does improve. But they did sign a strong safety from the Lions, so that can't be good. So right there, that's a little knocked down for me. But yeah, again, I think as long as Dak's healthy, they are on paper the best team in this division. Can he stay healthy? Is he healthy?
I think 9.5 wins is a lot. It's hard for the Cowboys. I don't know. Even if Dak Prescott is healthy, 9.5. We could see a 8-9 win team win the division again.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't surprise me, but yeah. Yeah, to be honest, again, it's because of the injury thing, the Dak. I would think I would just probably I wouldn't even look at the total wins total.
Yeah.
You know. All right, so let's move on. Move on to that the Washington football team. Maybe sooner or later they'll come up with a name. I mean, here's the thing. I like this team. I mean, you look at this team. It was always like Joe Theismann, Mark Rippon. They always seem to have a quarterback. They haven't really had a quarterback in the last outside of Cousins, but they haven't really had a good quarterback in a while. You know, Griffin flashed in the pan for a year.
Yeah.
Alex Smith breaks his ankle. The whole Ohio State quarterback fiasco, and now what they got Fitzmagic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I think you'd agree with this. Fitzmagic is only Fitzmagic when he's coming off the bench.
Oh, he played well for the Dolphins last year. He had a decent season. He's a slinger. Washington, they like to run the ball.
Right.
I don't know
right.
how much he's going to have to do.
Oh, but I'm not a yeah, but I'm not. I was looking at their running backs earlier. Who I don't recognize any of them from last year.
McKissick is all right.
I mean, they got some weapons. They got some weapons at wide receiver. They signed Samuel. They got McLaren's back. They drafted a Brown from North Carolina. So they got some weapons at wide out for them. The key to this Washington team is that defense, though. I mean, that front four is incredible. Chase Young, Montez Sweat, Jonathan Allen, awesome. Linebacker was their big downfall last year, which is kind of surprising considering Del Rio and Ron Rivera, their coach and defensive coordinator, were linebackers. You'd think that part of that room would play a lot better. They went out and spent their number one draft pick on a linebacker out of Kentucky. That should be good for them. Yeah, I think if they can get some good stuff out of Fitzpatrick and establish somewhat of a running game with that defense, they're going to be in almost every game. And in this division, just beat the teams in your division and you win the division. So yeah, I think this is the team that will give Dallas a run for the division.
Yeah, I mean, whoever wins this division, that's how you get into playoffs in this division. So I think Ryan Fitzpatrick is an upgrade to what they had. I like the Curtis Samuel signing. And, yeah, they just rebolstered with Jamin Davis at linebacker. Another thing is they have a tough schedule, too. They're running through a gauntlet against some of these teams. I think the last 3 of 5 games are against the NFC East team, so I guess that helps a bit.
Yeah, but that's the thing with any of these teams, though. I mean, if you just take care of business in the conference, say you go. I know it'd be difficult to do, but say you go 6-0 in the conference, then you just need a couple of the other games, and then everybody else is at a disadvantage. But yeah, I agree with you there. All right, now we'll talk about the New York Football Giants. And I wish we had Greg on here. He could give us a lowdown on the Giants. But go ahead. What's your thought about the Giants?
Yeah, I think they could go either way too. I'm not a big Daniel Jones fan, but this is his 3rd season in the league, and I expect him to be better than at least he was last year. They get Saquon Barkley back. I think the offensive line is stronger. I don't know how much better it is, but yeah, him catching out of the backfield, and he should get a lot of yards if he can stay healthy. They added Galladay and Adoree Jackson. They also drafted a receiver, Tony, in the 1st round. So I think their offense is upgraded. I think their defense is upgraded. I like how they drafted, and I think the schedule is favorable for them as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. Jones. he was hurt most of the second half of last season. You lose Barkley, the second game of the season. Their offensive line crumbled shortly thereafter with injuries. And outside of, you lose Barkley, and outside of that, you didn't have a lot of weapons on that offense. So, yeah, I think this is the year for as Greg would say, Danny Dimes. And we'll see what happens. Yeah, again, they went out, though. They went out and got Galladay, which, he's just a workhorse at wide receiver. They got Sterling Shepard for possession receiver. They got Slayton to run deep. So they got like all the things covered. They all pro tight end and Ingram. And I think it's going to come down again, like a lot of these teams. It's going to come down to offensive line play. Will the line play will the linemen be healthy and will they be able to do their job at least at a halfway decent thing?
Yeah, I agree. I think they filled in a lot of holes in the off season. They should be better than they were last year. Nothing else.
Yeah, and I think their defense was decent. I mean, they schemed their way to a pretty decent defense. They didn't have a lot of talent on that defense, but they were able to do what they needed to do. And you look at that defense. I mean, they need some depth in the defensive line, but yeah, I think if Barkley stays healthy and they can block for him and Jones, I think they'll have a decent season this year. And now, what we've all been waiting for, your Philadelphia Eagles.
Yes, sir. I guess we're in rebuild mode. I don't know really what to expect from this team. We have a new coach, whole new coaching staff that really hasn't coached before. I'm a fan of Jalen Hurts, so this is the first season he'll be the starter of the reins. Hopefully Jalen Reagor's better than he was last year. He was hurt. We drafted Devonte Smith, number 1. He could be explosive and help the offense. I like Miles Sanders. And we have 2 nice tight ends in Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert. Offensive line staying healthy is going to be key here, too. So we'll see what happens with that. But, yeah, defense, I don't know how good they're going to be. They got Ryan Kerrigan and Anthony Harris and free agents. They still have Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox. The secondary has always been a problem in Philadelphia. So I'm hoping they improve. But, I mean, I could see them having 3 wins. I could see them having 10-win team. I don't know what to expect.
Yeah, well, yeah. Like you said, the new coaching staff. I mean, Peterson, don't know what happened there. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I mean, he wins the Super Bowl.
Front office problems.
Yeah, and then he tried to pull the ace from his sleeve, and they cut off his hand, and Wentz is gone. I like Hurts. I mean, they went out. They lost what? Deshaun Jackson. They lost their other Alshon Jeffries, but they went out and got Devonte Smith. So they got at least somebody Hurts is familiar with the throw to. Like you said, Sanders. I think he's good. He had 800 yards last year, and he missed 4 games. So you should be strong there. And again, as you said, it's the offensive line. It seems like every team in this division, you're talking about the offensive line. And, their offensive line, like the Giants, just devastated by injuries. They had 14 different starting lineups in their offensive line last year. So, and they went out, as you said, they went out and got Devonte Smith, and they went out and got another Alabama guy. They went out and got Landon Dickinson, who was a center guard for Alabama, who would have been a first-round draft pick if he didn't get hurt at the end of the year. So, yeah, I think that could be an improvement if he can come back and play early and healthy. I think that if their offensive line stays healthy or can hold up, I think they'll have again. You're talking about the NFC East, so I think it's going. What offensive line can hold up? What quarterback can be average to above average, and if the defense can be decent, I think any one of these 4 teams can win. That's why you go from Dallas at plus 130 to Philly at plus 450. I don't see the Detroit Lions at plus 1900, odds in this thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think any one of these teams can win this division if things fall in their direction. So yeah, so if I'm looking at this, if I would say who would I take in this division, I guess I would have to lean Dallas just because I think they have more offensive talent. If Dak is healthy, they just have more offensive talent, across on that side of the ball. And my second choice would probably be Washington, just for the opposite reason, because of their defense.
Yeah, I agree. I think Dallas is the most talented team in this division. They should probably win the division, but guess we'll see what happens. Who's healthy?
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? It's not always the best team on paper. It's like who stays healthy, who gets lucky, who gets a break here or there, So yeah, I mean, I think this is gonna again. I think it's gonna be a lot like last season. It's gonna be a very, very interesting division. It could come down to a 9-8 team winning the division again.
Yeah, competitive within division and not much out of division.
Yeah, exactly. Who wins the most in the division will win the division, type of thing.
Probably. Yeah.
So, all right, sounds good. All right, that's we broke down the NFC East for you. Tomorrow we'll come back. What do you want to do tomorrow? Up to you.
I guess we'll do the South.
All right. Tomorrow we'll come back with the NFC South. We'll break that down for you. Finish up on Thursday with the NFC, and then move to the AFC next week. Thursday, I've got at least one capper lined up. I'm trying to get a couple more. We're gonna do week 0 of the NCAA football that starts this weekend. Whoever comes out, they're going to give about 3 picks and their thoughts on why they think those teams are going to win. So, and then it's out there if you want it. Ryan, there's a spot there for you. But
I'll see what I do. I'm not a big week 0 guy, but
that is college football, though. But
I know.
All right, yeah. So that's stuff looking forward. Going forward, again, look in the Discord. There's lots of things going in there every day. Tennis, baseball, you name it, it's in there. We got NASCAR coming up on Sunday.
Saturday, actually.
Is it Saturday? Okay.
Yeah, it's a night race.
All right. See? That's why I keep you around. That's why you're the NASCAR expert, not me. So yeah, we'll have NASCAR Saturday. Come back tomorrow for the NFC South.
Yeah.
And good luck and cash some
Let's
tickets.
cash some tickets.
All right. Thanks, Rye. See you tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you.